So I figured out this live thing on my page tonight. I guess Facebook has sort of changed things up and just made it more difficult to find, but I found it. Okay. Thanks to Google and Immediate Answers, I know how to do a live for you all tonight. I wonder sometimes, like, just being in education, like I used to tell my students all the time, when they put answers on their paper like IDK, ooh, cool, buddy. And I would have never thought to have done that as a student, but apparently it's like an acceptable thing for students to do now. But I used to tell them, like, have you ever heard of Google? It's an amazing thing, and you can find your answers there. And so I found my answer there today when I took the time to search for why I couldn't find the live button on my business page anymore, and it's really simple. So here I am. When you hop on, say hi, let me know you're here. I am gonna show you guys another fall trend, and that trend is a bold lip. So this was also a trend in the spring, like a neutral sort of eye and then a bold lip. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing. And I really had a hard time deciding between whether I was going to do sandstone, which is a really good color for fall, or whether I was going to do saffron. Scarlet is another color that I could do, but just to be honest, for comfort levels, saffron is like really red for me. I think if my natural skin tone was a little bit darker, that I would do more scarlet, or maybe I just need to get over it and try it, and it probably is absolutely beautiful. But I'm gonna go with saffron tonight, and I'm gonna do like a monochromatic look, which is another thing that I had to Google. Embarrassingly enough, I had to look up what monochromatic meant, because I had no idea. Do you guys know what monochromatic means? If so, share below before I spill the beans on what it is. And maybe I'm the only dummy in the room who had to look it up. And then when I did, I was like, oh my God, how did I not know that? So spill the beans. If you know what monochromatic means, write it below. In the next little bit. If not, I'm going to share with you guys what it means. And I'm going to show you what it means. So before I get started, I am going to apply my 3D foundation, as I always do. I absolutely love this foundation. The other thing that I love about it, not only does it make my skin look skin-like and it makes it appear more youthful, the other thing that I like about it is that even without makeup, my skin looks so much better. Yes, I do take care of my skin, like I have a regular skincare routine, but I also think the fact that I'm using good products on my face every single day, and at times multiple times a day, because I'm doing live videos, I think that has a big part of it as well. So these are really good things to be putting on your face, is for lack of a better way to describe it. This stuff is really good. So when you get a color match from me, and I do have the link to a color match form above, you're going to get matched with a minimum of 4 things. You're going to get matched to 2 highlight shades. One of those highlight shades is this one that I'm applying right now, which is a brightening shade. And this is going to act as your concealer. This is going to be what sort of wakes you up, gives you that that nice glow in the center of your face, because that's where you're going to apply it. And then the second highlight is going to be it's going to act as your like all over foundation. So this is the color that is going to match your face, and it's going to match your neck. Okay. So when you send me a color match selfie and I tell you weird things like, I need to see more of your neck, or I need less shadow here, or can you send me a picture, you know, so many inches or feet away from the window, if you can do those things, it's for a reason. It's because we're not in person, so I need to make sure that I nail it. So I want you to send me the best selfie possible so that I can get at least the first 3 components of your color match absolutely correct. So the first 2 are your brightening highlight and your all over highlight. Okay. And then your third is going to be a contour shade, and this is going to be what accentuates your natural like shadows on your face. And it's going to appear like if you don't have any cheekbones or easy to spot dimension on your face, that's what contour is going to do. Like, look at this side compared to this side. I kind of look like I have a chubby cheek over here, whereas this one is going to sort of thin my face out a little bit and provide some dimension. And it's all about how the light hits your face. And we all know that with light, there's shadow. So the shadow is going to give you that dimension. So don't be afraid to contour. It's an amazing thing for your face. And the other amazing thing about this makeup is that it goes on so fast. Yeah, the first couple times that you use it, because you're not used to the routine, just like any makeup routine, when you add a new product, it takes a little getting used to. But this legit like takes me no time in the mornings anymore. All right, so when I contour my nose, I just like to use my fingers. It's just more precise. It's just very easy for me. And then I'm going to use this thing, which is a beauty blotter or a perfector sponge, whatever you want to call it. This thing is, when it's damp, not wet, is going to pick up any excess product that is on your face. It's going to blend in what you have, push in what needs to be pushed in, but it's also going to pick up anything extra so that you don't appear cakey, especially in this area. Like you guys can see, I have like some aging and like fine lines and those sorts of things. So I definitely don't want my makeup to cake in that area. And so that's going to be able to pick that up for me. All right. And then the fourth thing that you can choose from, and you can choose everything that I suggest. The fourth thing is either going to be a bronzer, which I'm going to apply next, an illuminator, or a lip and cheek color. So I'm going to use a bronzer, and what a bronzer does is warm up your skin and give you a natural, like, sun-kissed glow. And it is okay to have a natural sun-kissed glow all year round. It's not just for summer. Saint did just release 3 new bronzers, so maybe if you feel like Bella is too much for you for like the winter or the spring or something like that, you could tone it down to something else, but still warm up those spots on your face. And the areas that you're going to be warming up are the areas where the sun would naturally hit you. And then you kind of blend everything together down on your neck. So at this point, it still just looks like skin. Okay. I'm gonna hide that puppy. Get out of here. All right, and then for my illuminator, I'm gonna apply that at the very top of my cheekbones. A little down the center of my nose. And a little bit right there on my Cupid's bow. All right, and then I'm gonna come back to the lip and cheek color, because for tonight's bold lip, I'm gonna use Saffron. So guys, this is my everyday, day-to-day palette. I always change out this lip and cheek color with different things. Earlier this morning, Desert Sunset was in here. A lot of times I have sandstone, or I'll put plum or nude in here, but Hollywood is definitely a staple for me for a lip and cheek color. But these are the other shades that, minus this one. This one's like my winter shade. This is Sandy, and this is Mango, which is what I applied. These are like my daily go-tos. I use them every single day, and then I am constantly changing out my eyeshadows as well, depending on my mood. All right, so let's do a monochromatic look. Nobody's posted anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and spill the beans and tell you that monochromatic means that it is one color kind of used throughout. So I'm gonna use Saffron for my lips and my cheeks, okay? And then I'm also gonna use it for my eyes. So I'm gonna use the same lip and cheek color for absolutely everything, but I'm gonna use it kind of in different, I can't think of the word. Like, I am gonna use it, well, you'll see. So I might not use it as heavy, definitely not gonna use it as heavy on my cheeks as I do on my lips. And we'll play around with it. Might use it heavier in areas of my eyes. Okay, so that part is gonna change. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, because this fall trend is all about the bold lip, is apply it to my lips. So I'm gonna use this multitasker brush, and I'm going to tap that into this color here, which is Saffron, which that girl is bold. And I am going to apply it to my lips. And I'm gonna build it. So it's not as bold of a red as Scarlet, but it's still, when you put it on your lips, it's definitely like a pinkish red. I am trying to keep it on my lips as much as possible. Like this is like a matte color, so it's really not gonna bleed, but I'm trying to keep it in my natural lip as much as possible. Okay, so that is Saffron. What are you thinking? All right, if I want to intensify that lip a little bit more, I'm gonna go back to this brush that I use for my contour, and I'm gonna put it in my contour. There we go. Kind of use it as like a lip liner. But if I put it down here on the bottom, it's gonna give like this pouty effect. Okay, so lips, done. bright, bold, all the things. All right, I'm gonna apply the same color. I'm gonna use saffron, but I'm gonna use it on my cheeks, and I'm gonna give myself a little bit of color, and then I'm gonna set my foundation, and then we'll move on to my eyes. So I'm gonna use the smaller end, and guys, you can do all of this with one brush, but I switch between brushes because I like different types of application in different areas of my face. So it's really just a preference thing for me. I also like to have all the things, and so this allows me to do that. So right above where I put my contour is where I'm going to apply saffron. Get on that meaty part of my cheek, and I'm going to blend that back. And for me, I find that the duck face works best for being able to apply that. And I am applying it back towards my hairline. And I'm just gonna build that to a color that I'm comfortable with. Okay. So you can definitely change up the level. It's totally buildable. You can make it as dramatic and glam as you want to, or you can make it as simple and subtle as you want to. All right, so before I move on to my eyes, I'm gonna set what I have. So for me, I have combination skin. So I use a combination of a setting powder and a setting spray. So I'm gonna use my powder brush and my powder, and I like to set in the areas where I'm oiliest, and for me, that is pretty much the center of my face. Okay, right here underneath of my eyes, here in the center of my forehead, right on the tip of my nose, right here around the edge of my nose, definitely oily there. And then this area that I call my mask area. The other purpose behind setting your makeup, especially now since we are wearing masks everywhere we go, is to try to reduce the transfer as much as possible. I haven't found any makeup or any setting spray or powder that will keep it from transferring at all. But I do find when I use both the setting powder and the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray that I have very little transfer to my mask, and I wear it all day long. I'm in education, so I have to wear it all day long. Okay. The other good thing about this one is that if you prefer a matte finish, this is going to allow you to have that. If you prefer a dewy finish, maybe you have dry skin and you like a dewy finish, then the Stay Spray that Saint offers is definitely one that you would want to try. If you have oily skin, then you want to use a setting powder, and there's tons of options. So if you're wondering what option would work for you, then just shoot me a message and I'll let you know based on your skin type. All right, the eyes. We're gonna finish with those. So I'm still gonna use the same brush. Okay, because I'm applying a cream, this is just easier to apply it with this brush. And I just tapped it into saffron. And because it's a cream, it's gonna spread pretty nicely. What are we thinking of the bold lip? This is not something that I typically go with. I go generally with a pretty neutral lip because I'm scared. All right, and I'm gonna pull this because I have hooded eyes. I'm gonna pull this slightly above, up onto my brow bone, so that when I have my eyes fully open, you can still see that color. I think I kind of like it. Add some winged liner and bam. Okay, same for the other side. So you could totally start out and build a palette for the fall using a brightening shade, highlight shade, a contour, and a lip and cheek. You could use a bold color like either sandstone or saffron. Sandstone is going to be more of like a brick color, but this could be like your go-to look for the entire fall season. And you'd be nailing it every day. But if you wanted more options, then you could add some things like your illuminator, you could add your bronzer, you could add some eyeshadows if those are your preference. Alright, so at this point I just want to try and even things out. And again, this is totally buildable. If I wanted this color to match my lips, I could totally make it match my lips. But I don't. So there you go. I think I'm going to add a little touch more color on my cheeks. So same color, 3 different ways. Very bold. I think I'm enjoying it. And that, y'all, is all she wrote. Let me know what you think. I am going to come back on tomorrow night and show you all another fall trend. I feel like I got a little bit behind while I was on vacation, so I want to make sure that I show you all the things this month before it's officially fall so that you are ready. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to do a color match, there is the form above, or you can just shoot me a message and I can give you some information that way as well. But you guys let me know what you think. Ask any questions, and as always, I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.